My reactions to the 2026 NFL Wildcard Playoffs, starting with Saturday. Rams-Panthers. Rams outlasted the Panthers as the Panthers, they hung in there. They gave it their best shot. They played a heck of a game, but ultimately it just wasn't enough against Matthew Stafford and the Rams as he had 3 touchdowns. 1 interception, which did turn into points, but ultimately the Panthers just didn't have enough against the Rams. Then we had the Packers and their fraudulent asses blowing an 18-point lead to the Bears. Choked twice against the Bears. So yeah, bye Green Bay, because now you're in Cancun with us. Chicago, you will be too, soon. But yeah, the Packers were up 21-3 and they collapsed, kind of like their season. Ever since pretty much the Broncos game, I'd say, where they lost Micah Parsons and a couple games back before then, they lost Tucker Kraft. And they just weren't able to recover after that as they end the season off on a 5-game losing streak. And yeah, now they're on the couch with us. And by us, I mean the Detroit Lions, who did not make the playoffs. But that's besides the point. The point is that the Packers are at home with us. And soon, the Chicago Bears will join them. But it was still a great win for the Bears as they beat the Packers twice in insane fashion. And they trolled the hell out of the Packers, honestly, with the grated cheese. And Ben Johnson in the locker room saying, fuck the Packers, which I agree, fuck the Packers. But yeah, a great win for the Bears, and for the Packers, yeah, they collapsed. Then Sunday we had the Jaguars versus the Bills. And ultimately, Trevor Lawrence tried his best to keep up with Josh Allen, but the Jags defense just couldn't stop Josh Allen. And as a result, they end up losing this game, which is unfortunate, especially when you consider the fact that, I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan, and it hurts, especially when you consider the fact that he threw an interception to end the game. So, yeah, not good at all. But somebody told me that the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and if that's the case, then understandable. But if it's not, then Trevor Lawrence pretty much cost his team the game, which hurts to say, but it's the truth. But it was still a great season for the Jaguars, and they got a bright future, honestly. Travis Hunter is going to come back. We'll see, But as for the Bills, as great a time as ever for the Bills to go all the way. So we'll see if that happens. But great start for them. And then we had the Niners taking on the Eagles. Niners beat the Eagles 23-19. Had to come back against the Eagles. Eagles looked great to start the game, scoring 13 points to begin the game. And then their offense, like it has all year, with their coordinator being Kevin Patullo, which the fans have been wanting him fired. I think he finally got fired. So I guess good for them. But the offense has been sputtering this whole season, and it continued in this game as after they started the game off 13-0, I guess. I think it was 13-0, or at least 13-3. Their offense just sputtered, and they could not get anything going against the Niners, who do not have a pass rush since Nick Bosa went out for the season, and he's not coming back. And Michael Williams, I think he is coming back, but he was also out. So there was no pass rush for the 49ers defense, but they still beat the Eagles. And Brock Purdy had an okay game. He had 2 interceptions, but he did have a few touchdowns, which helped them win the game. But the MVP of this game was definitely Christian McCaffrey. Like, the 2 touchdowns he had were the reason why they won this game. Like, without him, they don't. Then we had Chargers-Patriots at night. Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. Both offenses were awful. The Chargers defense made Drake May turn the ball over like 2-3 times, but it did not matter because the Chargers offense only scored 3 points because their offense, they could not protect Justin Herbert, and he just looked injured. And as much as people want to blame this game on him, I will blame the last 2 playoff games he had against Justin Herbert. The game against the Jaguars and that all-time collapse. The game against the Texans where they got blown off the field in Houston. And that's it, because I will not criticize Justin Herbert in this game too much because his offensive line could not block a parked car, honestly. Like, they could not block a statue is what I'm trying to say. That's how bad they were offensively on the offensive line. But yeah, just a horrible game for the offense. I kind of look like my Lions against the Eagles earlier in the year, which I try to forget. But, some games you need to remember to get better, But, yeah, it's just wasn't a good game for the offense at all for the Chargers. And Patriots defense really stepped up, and they're the reason why they won this game. On top of that, Drake May did have a touchdown in the game, so that also helped him out. Then we had the Texans on Monday night blowing out the Steelers. It was a close game going into the fourth quarter, but then the Texans just went on a run. The defense scored like 2 touchdowns, basically, in this game. So they definitely, and CJ Stroud has not been very good in the playoffs. He has not been very good at all for the most part this year, and the defense pretty much carried them this game. Like they have been all year, they pretty much helped win the game single-handedly, and they could very well win the Super Bowl with this defense. Like, this defense is absolutely insane, and they showed it again in this game as Aaron Rodgers was not able to get anything going. DK Metcalf, after a few catches to start the game, was shut down the rest of the game, and yeah, the Steelers' offense just could not get anything going against this defense. But it's understandable when you consider the fact that I don't think anybody has really been able to get anything going against this Texans defense this year. Like, they've been just all time, basically. So we'll see how the Texans do the rest of the way. But in order for the Texans to truly win the Super Bowl, CJ Stroud is going to have to start playing better. But we'll see. But the matchups are now set for this weekend. As we have for the AFC, you have the 6-seeded Bills taking on the 1-seeded Broncos. Will Josh Allen and the Bills continue their Super Bowl run to potentially win it all, which is, like I said before, as good a time as ever? Or will the Broncos defense shut them down? I know one thing, though. In order for the Broncos to win this game, Bo Nix is going to have to step up. They're not going to win this game if he doesn't. Like, Josh Allen is just that good. But we'll see. But then you have the Texans taking on the Patriots. I'm taking the Texans in this game because Drake May is going to have to play all time in order for them to win this game because the Texans' defense is just absolutely phenomenal. So I had them winning this game single-handedly. We'll see, But as far as the NFC goes, we have 6-seeded 49ers taking on the 1-seeded Seahawks. Will Darnold turn into a pumpkin again, or will he right the wrongs of last year's ending and help the Seahawks get closer to the Super Bowl? We'll see. Because the 49ers are playing with house money, especially now that George Kittle's out for the year. So we'll just have to wait and see in the game. But then we have the 5-seed Rams taking on the 2-seeded Bears. That should be a good game. But Caleb Williams it's going to have to be a shootout, basically. Because I don't see the Bears defense and how awful they've been stopping the Rams offense at all. So Caleb Williams is probably going to have to outscore Matt Stafford. Or the defense is going to have to step up and make a play late in the game against Matt Stafford in order for the Bears to win this game. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But until after the divisional round, I will catch y'all later. Deuces.